Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us this evening here. It is Sunday, August 17th, 2025, and I am watching an area of very gusty winds. Straight line wind damage could be possible right here in this circled area. So I thought I'd hop on here and just bring you the latest of what to expect, especially in this area, because these winds, these readings are anywhere from 45 to 60 mile an hour if you are in this green shaded area. So like I said, we are watching an area of not of rotation. We are watching an area of very gusty winds from 45 to 50, even 60 miles an hour from time to time here. So we are watching this very closely. So I thought I'd hop on here and just bring everybody the latest. So everybody's on the same page and nobody's caught off guard of these very gusty winds. So this is associated with a downburst here. What we have is we have inbound winds, which are green, going towards the radar. And actually, we'll do it this way: green going towards the radar, and then we have red going away from the radar. So that's somewhere in here where you're going to have what's called a lull zone almost. And that's where you're going to have that area of when those winds go and hit the ground, they spread out everywhere. Think of it almost as rain hitting the ground, how the rain pretty much shoots out everywhere you look. So that's what that's what you typically expect with a downburst in this particular situation here. But switching back here really quickly to radar, you can see we have very, very heavy pockets of rain, especially up through Forest Hill, Perry Hall, Glenarm. You got Kearney here. If you're just to the west of Kingsville, which this is route, you got 95 and then 40 here. And then also in this same area, you have so you got, like I said, you got 95 here, and then what runs into the city is State Route 1 right there. So if you're familiar with Glenarm area, you got Jenkins, you got Giddings, Fork there, Marywood. But some of the heavier rain right now is coming over Lynch Corner, if you know that right here, that runs along Maryland State Road 1. Surprised to get warnings. Yeah. You got Falston, Bel Air, Hickory, Forest Hill. So if you're in any of these areas, these are some areas that I definitely would be keeping an eye on, especially mainly for the gusty winds, because these are definitely straight line winds over. I think we've had a couple of reports of over 60 mile an hour in these areas. So definitely something I want you to be keeping your eye on, over the next 15 to 20 minutes as these storms, take this east southeast track, and then once they get over the bay, it's kind of the bay's issue at that point, if you will, here. But like I said, we are watching this right now over Falston area. And we've been watching this. I've been tracking this cell here for a while now, actually. I've been making multiple posts today, talking about you know, what we've been watching here. So we're watching this one large cell. This is a quasi-linear convective system, a QLCS, and this is moving to the east here. Now this is moving around 15 to 20 miles an hour or so. And it's gonna continue to pick up speed here. Now give me one quick second as I just shut my window here. All right, I appreciate that. So, like I said, we are watching these these reds and purple pockets. We have one right now over Wilna, got Country Corner, Valley View, Joppa Hills. So, if you're in this area, let's switch here to velocity really quick. And yeah, you could see this is where that downburst. Remember, you've green are in or red are outbound, going away from the radar, and then green are inbound. So remember, you always have green going towards the radar. So we're using KDOX, I believe. Let me double check with that. We are not. We actually were using KLWX. Yeah, so you have green going towards the radar, and you have red going away from the radar. So this is where that downburst was associated. So Like I said, green going towards, red going away. So you can see how it is starting to separate. But you can see well back here, that was definitely a nicely defined downburst, and it has started to fall apart here. So let's see the questions. Kelly Lynn said, "Thank you. You're so welcome, Kelly." Or sorry, Lynn. Lynn Kelly. I said that 100% backwards. Dyslexia is getting to me. Lynn Kelly said, "Thank you. Thank you, Lynn, for joining us." Jenny said, "Hey, Tanner, any update on my area for Aberdeen Proving Grounds?" Hey, Miss Jenny. Yeah, so we're going to be watching this storm cell, this QLCS line, as it makes this easterly track here. So this will be moving over Aberdeen Proving Grounds. Mind you, Aberdeen Proving Grounds is right here where this X is that I just drew. So, as we are watching this track, if you are here in Dundalk, it looks like this section of the storm is actually going to be making a east to northeast track here, if you will. So that'll be making that east to northeast track around 20 miles an hour. And we're going to pull a storm track out for that here. If you are just to the east of Bel Air, that's going to be making that easterly track around 25. And then if you're up here towards Whiteford and, Whiteford right along the Condowingo Dam, that's going to be making that east-southeasterly track around 25 miles an hour. So Preston said it's storming in Dundalk as we speak. Any idea when it'll be done? Preston, give me just a minute, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull this track out. So if I'm gonna take the back of this track, actually, let's do this, and let's say it's moving at 25, like this storm track has it, I believe, right? 20, yeah. So Dundalk should be done within the next 30 or so minutes. So let me switch this to times here really quickly. And let me do this again. Say 25. And like I said, Dundalk here within the next 25 minutes or so. So right around 8:15, 8:20. I'm going to go closer to 8:20 just because it's most likely going to start to it might start slowing down just a little bit. But like I said, the majority of the severe weather now, this is that red. The red, pinks, and purples, that is quickly moving. I mean, that'll be that'll be over the Chesapeake Bay here within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So we're coming up here at about 7:50. So it should be on the bay around 8:05, 8:10 at the best. Absolutely, Preston. Thanks for joining us. And of course, if you guys have any questions, be sure to drop them. We'd be happy to answer them here. That's why we're here. I got into this business because I want to help people be educated. But, you could still see right here, Emerton, just to the southeast of Bel Air, we have winds upwards of 50 mile an hour. Now, mind you, these are radar estimated. The radar updates about every 4 to 5 minutes. So, this could be an old peak, but let me check because we are obviously always constantly getting reports of wind gusts here. Let me see where this is. That is down there. All right, so in Rising Sun, we got a wind gust of 58 miles an hour. And multiple trees down in Rising Sun as well. That was from that earlier storm that prompted came out of Pennsylvania and came through Aberdeen area. So let's keep looking at this really quickly here. Let's go to reflectivity. And like I said, we're still watching this. It's this line right here. Like I said, this line, and I'm going to keep this, actually highlight it. This line is quickly moving. The quicker this moves out, that's right around when that severe weather threat will be done. Hey, Ali, thanks for joining us. So, yeah, we are just quickly watching this. I mean, looking outside my window here at my house, got some very dark scud clouds. Look very ominous outside. Ominous. Heavy rain, some gusty winds. How about Falston? That was from Crystal. Yeah, Falston. You guys, if let me pull track. Actually, that'll be a little bit easier. About 25. That's what I was getting with. About 25. Let's pull this straight east here. Falston. This should be done in Falston by, where are we at? Did I lose you on the map? Hold on. Bel Air South, Fairway, Abingdon, Calvary, Bellingham. I've got to be missing this. Hold on. Let's see. Boston, I say about 8:10, 8:15 is when you guys should be done with that. Some pretty intense thunderclaps in Essex. That is from Med. I apologize if I said that. Allie said we were going to be your sponsor. We are going to sponsor you. We didn't forget you. All good. I appreciate you, Allie. No rush at all. So, yeah, like I said, we are still watching this storm continue to make. Let me take the storm track off. They are still making this easterly track and will be over the Chesapeake Bay within, like I said, the next 15 to 20 minutes. I'm saying around 8:05, 8:10 when they should actually push offshore, at least through the Dundalk, Essex, Middle River area. But intense, heavy rain. I was on going, wow, I just saw a huge lightning strike out of my window here. So looking here at winds still, let's see. Yeah, we still have those very gusty winds, and this is as of 750. 40, 50 mile an hour winds here just to the east southeast of Bel Air. Still at this time. That is crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and let's throw this in motion here over the past 7 frames. That's about past 15, 20 minutes or so. So you can see, if we slow this down, actually, give me just a quick second. Let's do this. So you can see, let me stop this here, and I'll back it up. You can see how it's been making that easterly to southeasterly track here over the past 5 to 10 minutes here. So a new marine warning just went out for Cecil and Harford counties. I just got that text from the National Weather Service. So if you're in the Chesapeake Bay from Pools Island to Sandy Point to North Beach, Chester to Queenstown, that's going to be Hart Miller's Island there too. Sioux Creek, 752, a strong thunderstorm was located, extending along 10 miles northwest of Havre de Grace back to Back River near Annapolis, moving east at around 20 knots. So that's about 25 mile an hour. Wind gusts are going to be winds over 30 mile an hour. So, of course, if you are out on the water, you are going to want to be getting in. And boaters, obviously, make sure you're getting in. And like I said, this is going to be including Turkey Point, North Point State Park, Hart Miller's Island, Rock Hall, Dobbins, Gibson Island, Tallchester Beach, Sandy Point, Gunpowder River, the